Hello students, welcome to Math 109 College Algebra for the summer quarter at GMC Dublin. Here's my information. My name is Jonathan Rowe. The meeting time, well, we don't have a meeting time since we're doing this online, aren't we? Don't have an office location. The office hours will be, for me, will be Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. But if you need to make an appointment with me for a different time, if that's not a good time for you, or maybe if it's not a good time for me at the time, we can work out a time to do some individual help if we need to through the Remind texting program. Here's my email, and here's my phone number on campus, which sometimes forwards to my phone, but sometimes doesn't. But the best way to reach me is through the Remind texting application. You can download the Remind app on your phone, or you can just use your normal texting app. And here is how you will sign up for that. You will send this code to this number. So you will text, you will put in the text the @ MAT 109 GMC DJ. I actually had a misprint here. It's not GMC DJ, it's just GMCD. So here's the code, the @ MAT 109 GMCD, so like GMC Dublin. You put that as the text and you send it to the number 81010. And that will sign you up for the Remind texting group for this class. All right, the next thing is the Math Excel course ID. Now we need to talk about that. All right, what is Math Excel? Math Excel is something that you are extremely urgently encouraged to purchase access to for this online class. It's something we need to use for this online format that we're using. In fact, I would say if you don't think you can afford this, then you should probably drop the class and take it a different quarter. But the cost for Math Excel is $59.99 for 6 months of access. All right. Math Excel will be a valuable resource for your success in the class and, more importantly, your learning of the material. It provides multiple opportunities to complete problems, as well as various aids to help you complete the problems in case you get stuck. So, in other words, as you are working a problem in that program, if you miss it, you get to do it again. And if you miss it again, you get to do it again. And you get an unlimited number of chances to do it until you understand it, until you get it right. And it still gives you the whole credit for the problem. Even if you miss it 100 times and get it right on the 101st time, you get all the credit. So it's going to be good for your grades for that way. Also, it provides help for you in case you get stuck. Help is right there available in the program. Let me see if I can pull that up and show you. Okay, so like here's an example. We're in Math Excel right now. And we can, if we don't know how to do this problem, we can click on Question Help, and we can click Help Me Solve This, and it'll do the problem for you, and then it'll give you a problem just like it for you to do to get credit for the problem. Or you could click View an Example, and then it'll do a problem like this and then take you back to the original problem for you to do the original problem to get the credit. Or you can click on Textbook, and it'll bring up an online textbook where this particular topic is discussed. You could click on Ask My Instructor, but I would recommend not doing that because that's just going to send me an email. And email is not the best way to contact me. The best way to contact me is through the Remind app or the Remind texting. Okay. So again, this is vitally important for your success in the course. You need to purchase access to Math Excel. So how do you purchase access to Math Excel? You will follow the instructions on this Math Excel enrollment handout, which is located on the course Moodle page. It's in the same folder as the syllabus. So follow these instructions. You go to mathexcel.com. If you've already registered for Math Excel in the past, you'll sign in with your previous username and password. If you've never signed up for it before, you click on the student button in the register section, This is when it asks for a course ID. This is the ID the code that you put in. All right, this is also located on the syllabus, but again, this is the code you use. It's also located right here. Okay, and at some point in that process, it's going to ask you for a payment. And you can pay for that right there online through the registration process. All right. What else do we need in this course? You will also need a TI-84 graphing calculator. All right. If this is also required. You have to have one to complete this course successfully. If you want to get a more advanced model, a higher model, you can, but just know that the videos that I use to teach are going to be using the TI-84. So if you want to use a different calculator, you're going to have to figure out how to use that thing on your own. If you don't have a TI-84 calculator, you will need to purchase one. These things can cost around $120 new from like Walmart or Best Buy or Office Max or Amazon or something. But you could also try to find a used one if you want to, like on eBay or some website like eBay or something. You might could find a much better deal for a used one, and that's fine. All right. You will also obviously need access to the internet on a daily basis. Let's see if there's anything up here you need to see. Let's read this part. All practice. So you have two categories for grades. You have one category called practice, which is where all the homework assignments and such will be in that category, and that whole category counts 30% of your final grade. There's another category called tests, and the tests will count 70% of your final grade. We'll only have 2 tests in this class. The first test will cover Chapter 1, Chapter 2, section 2.3, it's just one section from Chapter 2, 2.3, and Chapter 3. The second test will cover Chapters 5 and Chapter 6. All right, so you'll take your test through Math Excel as well. The difference will be on the tests, you don't get an unlimited number of opportunities to answer the question. All right, you just get one opportunity, or at most 2 maybe sometimes. But on homework, you get an unlimited amount of opportunities to answer the questions. All right, any grade review must be initiated with the faculty member, department chair, or assistant dean within 30 days of the end of the grading period in which the grade was reported. Any student who feels he or she may need an accommodation or assistance based on the impact of a disability should contact the student disability coordinator to complete the process of becoming verified and receive instructor notification letters. Once the notification letter is presented with timely notice to the faculty member, then accommodations can be received until the end of the course. The student disability officer for this campus is Ms. Priscilla Adams, located on the 2nd floor of the Dublin campus, or can be reached by calling this number. All right, administrative procedures. Completion of the drop ed process and the withdrawal process is the responsibility of the student. Okay, some of these procedures won't necessarily be as relevant to us taking this as an online class, but we're still going to go through these and still going to take a quiz on this. The maximum number of absences allowed before withdrawal for non-attendance is 2. Your attendance actually in this class will be determined by your completion of the assignments. So when you don't complete assignments, you get counted absent. When you do complete your assignments, you get counted present. The grade on the assignment doesn't determine whether you're absent or present. It's just whether or not you did it. But if you miss more than 2 days, you could be automatically withdrawn for non-attendance. If you have written documentation, you might get an exception to that for the 3rd absence, but there's usually no exceptions for the 4th absence. All right, every 3 tardies counts as an absence. Of course, tardies won't really be an issue in the online class. If a student misses more than 20 minutes of the class, it will count as an absence, not as a tardy. If a student is habitually late to class, he or she may be asked to withdraw from class. Okay, so moving on from that. No later makeup work is accepted. We don't have to go through that. You will not be allowed to distract from the class. The student should always notify the professor if there are any issues. All right, here is the ethics policy at GMC. GMC emphasizes character and ethical behavior in all aspects of the curriculum. During the quarter, ethical issues and dilemmas will be discussed as they pertain to mathematics. Since the primary goal of education is to increase one's own knowledge, academic dishonesty will not be tolerated at GMC. Students and faculty are expected to abide by the GMC Honor Code. I will neither lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do. Just want to point out something, that ethics is kind of foundational to all other things in life at all, including academics, including mathematics. For example, 2 plus 2 equals 4, but you could lie about that. You could say 2 plus 2 equals 5. I could lie to you and tell you something wrong as your teacher and how to do something. Even though I know how to do it, I could teach you wrong. Why shouldn't we say 2 plus 2 equals 5? Why shouldn't we lie to ourselves about the truth? Well, ethics. And I think there's an objective standard to that I can't go into, but if you don't have it, you don't have anything else. You can't know anything is true if you don't have ethical standards and objective basis for it. So, you could lie to yourself about anything, including life and death issues, right? You could lie to yourself and say, I can fly. I could jump off this building and fly. And if you lied to yourself about that, it would have a terrible outcome. But in general, again, ethics is foundational to all other aspects of our existence. All right, so in general, this class is going to work like this. You're going to go to your course Moodle page. And when you come to, it's time to get to work, you're going to watch this video, 1.1 video. And it's going to teach you the concepts in section 1.1. Then you're going to go to Math Excel and you're going to click on the 1.1 homework and you're going to do 1.1 homework based on what you learned in that video. So as you watch the video, I go through lots of examples. You probably would want to take notes on those things so you can complete your assignments and maybe go back and rewatch the video again on a particular example if you get to a homework problem you don't know how to do. And then, of course, you could also try to get help in the Math Excel helps also. And then if all that doesn't help you, and you're still really struggling, you could text me about that struggle, and I could perhaps set up a phone call with you or something. Or you could even text me your homework problem, a picture of it, and maybe I could help you that way. Let's go through the syllabus quiz. All right, here's your syllabus quiz. Let's just go through these. How many absences are allowed before automatic withdrawal? The answer is 2 absences are allowed. 3 are allowed only if there are legitimate circumstances with written documentation. No exceptions on the 4th one. How many tardies equate to an absence? 3 tardies equate to an absence. How many minutes of class would one miss to be counted absent instead of tardy? 20 minutes. Again, some of those don't really apply to us, but it's going to be an easy grade for you anyway. The syllabus quiz, by the way, is going to count as one of the grades in your practice category. All right, true or false? The fastest way to contact Mr. Rose by email. That's false. The fastest way to contact me is through the Remind texting. True or false? A TI-84 graphing calculator is required for successful completion of this course. That is true. Math Excel is an online program for the class where homework is done and the textbook can be accessed. On each homework problem, I'm allowed multiple submissions and help is provided within the program. That is true. All right, Mr. Rowe's office hours don't even look at those office hours. Just base your answer on this. Making an appointment so that Mr. Rowe knows you're coming is no big deal. All right, that's false. And that's this is the same quiz I give for when we're in seat. And you always need to make an appointment with me so that I know you're coming. So it'd be kind of like making an appointment with me through texting. So the answer to that is false, because it isn't a big deal that you make an appointment with me if you need help. Should you get help from Mr. Rowe outside of class? The answer would be yes. Mr. Rowe would love to help you understand the material better. All right, grade categories are, here's the answer: tests, 70%, practice, 30%. And the last one, cheating isn't that big a deal at GMC, and of course that is false. Okay, so you need to do that syllabus quiz. This hybrid quiz is something that you need to complete as well, although I don't even know what it is. It's something that's put on there by the administration on every Moodle page. So I think it's just to see if you just make sure you understand the basics of a hybrid class like this. All right, so I think that should be it. So good luck getting started with the class, and I hope you enjoy the class. Hope you learn a lot. Thanks.